iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the new Smyrna Speedway. Host to round number 2 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series, presented by Red Light Racing. I'm your host up here in the Turn 3 Racing Studios here tonight. My name is Roger Mead. We welcome you here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Getting ready as 23 drivers have logged in here tonight to compete in round number 2. Round number 1 last week showed some very fast speed by a couple of drivers. One new driver that inserted himself into the Red Light Racing books. Alfie Sharon is sitting P number 2 in the championship standings coming into the night, and the driver out of the racing school showed us that he can battle with the likes of Blade Timmons, and how about that youngster of Dalton Williamson. Those 3 drivers, I think, this season are about to put on one heck of a show. Last week, though, Blade Timmons was able to pick up the win after leading 57 laps out of the 100 laps at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Alfie Sharon was second, crossing the line with Doyle Lowrance. Tim Williams, with his best finish ever, was 4th, and Michael Trevarthen. That's how the points will come into the night as we're getting ready for round number 2 here at the new Smyrna Speedway. Cars starting to assemble down on the front straightaway here. Well, let's head down trackside as qualifying is already in the books here tonight. This is your starting lineup. Starting lineup brought to us by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. This is the starting lineup. Driver out of the Rev Esports Group, number 1, will be the driver out of the Rev Esports, BK Paints, number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Driving right alongside him, last week's winner, driving car number 23 out of Florence, South Carolina. This is Blade Timmons. Starting back in P number 3 to the inside of row number 2, hailing from Canada. This will be the number 42, the MK Medic of Max Terriel. Starting back and forth with a brand new paint scheme and a brand new ride this season. Driving car number 4, this is Eric Stout. Back in 5th, hailing out of Virginia, driving the RPM Motorsports. Rob Jenkins entry, this is the 99 of Mark Jenkins. And rookie this season here with the Red Light Racing Modified Series, driving car number 22, hailing out of Carolina. This is Devin Dowell. And another driver out of the Carolina region, the 54 NC of Rex Hoyle, will go 7th here tonight, while the driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts, driving car number 11 for the Rev Esports Group, LaShawn Single, will go 8th. Alfred Sharon out of the Sharon Racing Stables will start car number 78 back into the 9th position. And how about the driver out of New Jersey here tonight? He'll drive car number 6. This is Nick Piccolo. Rob Higgins in the Higgins Hill Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40. He will go from P number 12. P number 11. P number 12 is actually our favorite Canadian here, the 38 of Brandon Feeney. He actually paid me to say that here tonight. He'll go 12th here on the grid. 13th tonight. Hailing out of Canada, driving the 45 of Tim Williams will go 13th. Dan Butler out of the racing school will go 14th here tonight. Mike Tasher driving the racing school number 33 here tonight. He will go back there in P number 15. Granny Hips. Joshua Buckley driving car number 13 will go 16th. Billy Edwards in car number 73 will go to the 17th position. Aidan Alvecchione's 18th. Brian Bianchi in the Cole Peppers Bakery and Cafe number 14 will go 19th. 20th will go to Dave Bragg. Doyle Lowrance back there in the 21st position. 22nd to Rob Keller. And rounding out the field here, our 23rd starter, that will be Mr. Bob Higgins in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 41. Here we go. Green flag up here tonight as we all storm into turn number 1. The green flag is up. It'll be Dalton Williamson leading down the back straightaway here on lap number 1. Williamson, Timmons, Terrill already single file out. Then it's going to be Stout. He will pick up P number 4. It'll be Williamson, though, back across the line for lap number 1 here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway. Look at the 99. Brand new colors on Mark Jenkins' entry. There you see him working right now into the 7th position. But here comes the Colonial Tire and Service Center number 54 NC of Rex Hoyle. He was trying to make a move down to the inside. Sharon is right there also. Piccolo was hot to trot in his number 6 entry. That's your top 10 as they run here with already 2 laps in the books. And the entire field has gone single file behind the youngster out of Florida of Dalton Williamson. Everybody, caution lights on. One car in turn number 4 up into the outside wall. We believe, there's a couple of them now buried in here. The Colonial Tire, number 54, NC of Rex Hoyle is around. The Racing School, number 8. The Racing School, number 33, along with the driver out of New Jersey, driving car number 6 here tonight, Nick Piccolo, has turned it around as everybody's trying to get up and going here before the race leader comes back, and oh no. John Blewett, outlaw racing driver of Nick Piccolo, looks like he is rolling away from the incident with smoke bellowing out the back of his red, white, and blue number 6 entry here as he works down the back straightaway. Have to take a look back here and what happened as Piccolo was running inside the top 10 with car number 6. Well, Rex Hoyle right out in front of this group. He will be the driver. Does he get a little help down here in the corner? Oh, Sharon going to get right into the nerve bars of the 54 NC. Piccolo nowhere to go. Look at the 45 of Tim Williams, nowhere to go. Dan Butler spins it around, and then he's going to get collected by the 33. Right on board. Our Geppetto's Pizza and Ribs entry here of Rex Hoyle. Sharon right into the nerf bars of the 54 NC. Gonna turn him around. Here the cars pile again. That was the 8 of Dan Butler, the 33. There of Mike Taschereau. Right on board, Dan Butler's view here. Piccolo with some very hard contact in car number 6. So that's what's going to bring out the first caution flag of the evening here. Didn't quite get to lap number 5 before the caution lights on the iRacing.com pace car came on. So it'll be Dalton Williamson, Blade Timmons here on the front row once again. Williamson going to take the bottom side of the speedway here, putting Blade Timmons to the outside. Max Terrell, then it's going to be Eric Stout. Green flag back into the air here at New Smyrna. 7 laps officially completed here. Dalton Williamson going to get a great start. He'll wash up the speedway down to one car getting way out of shape. That's the 4 of Eric Stout. Stout going to go around here in turn number 1. A couple drivers also collected in that one. Brandon Feeney also involved. Back-to-back caution flags here tonight at New Smyrna. Opening laps here, under 10 laps. Let's see what happens to the number 4, Eric Stout. Does he get a little help? Down into the corner he goes, and Sean Single in the BK Paints Rev Esports entry. Then Brandon Feeney going to get collected. He'll go around on the back straightaway. There you see the 4 of Eric Stout. Don't look like too much damage, but you never know with these open wheel modifieds here on the asphalt side of things. Riding on board. This is what Brandon Feeney's camera saw. There comes the 11 of Sean Single down the speedway, and Feeney had nowhere to go, and he actually is going to get tagged So that Liquid Motley K1 Graphics entry, the driver out of Ontario, Canada. I believe he has a message to Joshua Buckley on the back of that car. We'll see if we can get a close-up later on from our camera crew. See what they have to, what they can peek on the back of car number 38. So 2 very quick cautions here tonight in our checkered flag on display modifieds here tonight for Red Light Racing. Of course, the checkered flag auto supply coming back on board here on Thursday nights. That was the SK modifieds for the last, I believe it was 5 seasons here. As it was 5 seasons before we switched from the SK modified here into the modified. The difference between the SK modified is a little less horsepower. It is a 1-speed gearbox here on the iRacing.com platform. Little smaller tire width, only about 1 inch to 1.5 inch tire difference between the SKs and the full-blown modifieds that we see here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway. Of course, if you're looking to find the exact specs, if you look up Whalen Modified Tour, runs predominantly here in the Northeast. You can find them also running in the Mid-Atlantic area. To find the exact dimensions, these cars, well, they're modified. They don't look like anything else that we have seen. They don't look like your typical stock car from NASCAR. They don't look like something that we'd see out there on the street. It is, well, it's a 100% customed racing frame and chassis underneath these cars. The only thing that these cars have all equal to each other is the motor that is underneath. Well, for a couple of you race fans, if I use the word bonnet, you might understand. Otherwise, for a lot of us, it's the motor that's underneath the hood. Those are exactly the same cubic inch motors throughout the entire field. So I guess you could say that's pretty much it. Everybody has their own quirks and torques of how they set these cars up. Let's set them back up and go green flag racing. Timmons that time with a lot better of a restart to the outside. A gooder restart, I guess, is what we were gonna say. Down the back straightaway they come. Complete lap number 14. All laps here tonight have been led by the driver out of Tampa, Florida. Dalton Williamson showing the way. 2-time champion here with the Modified Series, the SK Modified Series. And, well, one of the drivers that are battling back behind him, he has picked up a championship to his name. There's the 42 of Max Terrell, the driver out of Canada. Look at the 33 of Mike Taschereau. He was involved in wreck number 1 here tonight, and, well, how did he get into P number 5? On the restart, picked up a couple spots there as he's actually going to get a little loose down there on the apron, put the left side tires on that apron, and the car broke loose, but he was able to hold on. Look at the Alfred Sharon car, the racing school entry. 3 of those racing school entries here tonight in the field. One driver that is currently down on pit road of Dan Butler being scored back to the 23rd position. There is Sharon, though. He has picked up 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. But how about the Taschereau entry? That car, watching his lap times, identical. Actually, that time by, he was the fastest car on the speedway. Of course, Mike Taschereau running the racing school. You can get a free ride over there from the racingschool.net. I believe they have a Christmas promo going on right now. One driver off the speedway, and that's the 271, the youngster out of South Carolina, out of Charleston, South Carolina. Also, it looks like the 7 of Doyle Lowrance is stuck down here in his number 7 machine. Caution lights now will come on. Your race leader there of Dalton Williamson did come back across there. Doyle Lowrance was sitting there. The Razor apparel number 7 here tonight. Brand new colors, brand new sponsor on car number 7 here. Ends up on the hooks for the time being. We'll have to go back here and see what happened. We saw a couple cars, Aiden Avecchione, possibly, obviously there's Doyle Lowrance, and possibly a couple other drivers involved to bring out the 3rd caution flag here on lap number 21. Oh, there's the contact. Sean Single into the back of the 271, spinning Aiden Avecchione around out of turn number 4. There it is off the nose clip there of the number 11, the BK Paints entry. Driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts. Rex Hoyle also in the Colony Tire and Service Center number 54 and C getting involved. There you see Lowrance down there, and he tried to get car number 7 going, but the leaders were coming, so he elected to stay off the racetrack. And unfortunately then had to take the tow to pit road. So the third caution flag of the evening is on the racetrack here as we completed. This will be the 22nd lap here out of the 100 scheduled at the new Smyrna Speedway here tonight. Are you in need of brand new auto parts, aftermarket parts? Look no farther. Our friends over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply have you covered, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. A family-owned and operated, friendly, very knowledgeable staff up there at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. A couple of the drivers here in the field tonight, of course, working up there at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. So make sure you swing by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply tomorrow if you're in need of a battery, new struts, new brakes, maybe an alternator. Got to keep the car running and on the road, of course, in these winter months through the Northeast. So make sure to check out our friends over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Dalton Williamson still being scored as our race leader. We're going to take another lap here before we come back to the green flag. Taking a look right now at one of our top drivers here who has picked up the most spots. The driver out of Pennsylvania, driving car number 57 here this season. Rookie, unsponsored car. So if you're out there and you're watching tonight and looking to sponsor one of our rookie drivers this season, how about car number 57 of Rob Keller? He was actually able last week to finish into the 12th spot after starting well back into the field, starting 22nd on the grid, came all the way to finish into the 12th position. And tonight, he's already picked up 13 spots. Keep a close eye on car number 57 here tonight, see where he will wind up finishing. As they are going to assemble 2x2 here, that means we're ready to go back racing. Timmons will be scored. Actually, that's second. It'll be Williamson, Timmons, Terriel, and then Doyle. That's how they're lined up. We'll have 25 laps officially completed here tonight after the caution lights go out and the iRacing.com pace car is off the racing surface. A great start once again by Blade Timmons on the outside, but look at that number 22. Devin Doyle is now starting. He was one of the faster cars in our practice session. He was second fastest overall to the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Then it was Devin Doyle, and then Blade Timmons was third fastest in our practice session. Look at the 33. Mike Tasher, we're going to go down to the bottom side. He lost the spot on the restart, had to start to the outside, got himself down now, and now he's going to mount the charge here to try and get back around the 99. But look at the 14 Massachusetts, that Cold Peppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14. Brian B. Yankee will now stick the nose of his number 14 Massachusetts to the outside, seeing if he can get around. Another driver to the outside. That's the 31 Jiffy Lube entry of Dave Bragg. Timmons not able to sideways for the 33 of Mike Taschereau. Here comes the number 40, Rob Higgins. Oh, and banging off each other. I believe that was the 31. That was of Dave Bragg and the 57 of Rob Keller. Both banging Nerf bars. That time by out of turn number 4. Everybody hunting for room. As you watch the battle with the 57 of Keller and the 31 of Bragg and that Jiffy Lube entry, here comes Sharon in car number 78. He is there now trying to figure out which one of these drivers are going to make the pass so he can find the lane to go at. Joshua Buckley just behind them also. Oh, a blink there by the 31 of Bragg and the 78 there of Sharon going to get through. Here comes Joshua Buckley, car number 13, the driver out of Massachusetts, driving the Granny Hips, Walkers, and Kane. Checkered Flag Auto Supply Racing School, number 13. He is going to now come to the inside of car number 31. Bragg looked very strong here in the opening laps, but now with 31 laps completed, car number 31 is starting to fade through the field. Same song and dance out front. It's still Dalton Williamson, Blade Timmons, and Devin Doyle. Your top 3 with Max Terriel back there in 4th, and Mark Jenkins rounding out the top 5. Watching the only side-by-side battle on the speedway right now. Everybody's starting to really stretch themselves out. Joshua Buckley still holding the bottom side. He has not slipped up one time as they work down the back straightaway. You see Bragg get that really good run off the top side. Has to break a little bit earlier. That allows the 13 of Joshua Buckley running the shorter line around. That time out of turn number 4, Buckley will get it. Now Bragg has to go on the offensive here to try and get back to him. There you see the Racing School number 8 of Dan Butler. He is back out onto the raceway. There's the race lead, though. He'll come by this time. He'll lead his 34th lap here tonight. Dalton Williamson. We talk about a season, 2 seasons ago that he had. You could not steal the thunder from Dalton, as he was able to pick up a handful of wins, not only back in season number 5, where he was actually able to pick up 6 wins, including the season finale. That was the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe night at the Irwindale Speedway. Of course, he went California dreaming there, trying to see if he can do it again this year. Williamson still out front. There you see the number 23 of Blade Timmons. Timmons competing in the first season here. He actually won the first ever race with the SK Modified Series. And ever since then, he has been on a tear, joining the Rev Esports organization. He did miss season number 2 with the SK Modifieds, but came back for season 3. Wasn't quite able to find pay dirt in season 3, but he definitely let his competitors know that he was coming back, and he was hungry like a wolf. But once joining the Rev Esports organization, he has gone on a tear of multiple wins here on Thursday nights. "40 laps in this time by." Closest battle on the speedway here was car number 22. This is Devin Dwell. He's a newcomer here to the series. And Max Terriot, one of the Wiley veterans. He has a championship to his name on Thursday nights. Both of them running 3rd and 4th on the speedway. Mark Jenkins back there just behind them. Mark Jenkins joining 3 seasons ago here with the Modified Tour on Thursday nights. He has shown a lot of speed, has not been able to break into victory lane or the top 3 just yet, but he's had a couple of top 5 finishes to his name. Last week finishing in the 9th position did Mark Jenkins. Started back in 10th last week, moved up 1 spot at the end of it. He was up inside the top 5 at one point last week. And then car number 99 going for a little bit of a ride, had to go to the back of the field and come back through. Talking about coming back through, the number 11 of Sean Single out of Ayer, Massachusetts, bringing car number 11. Another one of those drivers that joined the Rev Esports organization a couple seasons ago. Came onto the scene back in season number 2, I believe it was, and took his number 11 to victory lane. That was at the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. One of his favorite tracks here on the iRacing.com platform, and of course for modified racing. A lot of drivers that run the modifieds, they always dream about one day being able to go to New Hampshire Motor Speedway and run on the big track, is what they call it. That is sort of like their Daytona International Speedway for modifieds in the Northeast, that is. Asphalt modifieds, we should specify. Of course, it gets really confusing to a lot of race fans that are not familiar with the Northeast and the modifieds. You say modifieds, and well, if you're an asphalt driver, you think of modifieds like you see here tonight. If you're a dirt fan, you think of the Northeast modifieds, you think of the dirt modifieds. Of course, we're one of the only portions of the country that run both modifieds on very different tracks. As you see, the number 11 of Sean Single work the outside here of Mike Taschereau. There you see Sean Single now picking back up to the 7th spot. He did start back into the 8th spot here after qualifying. Had to go to the back as he was involved in a wreck, and then he got unfortunately involved in another one. Car number 4 here, Eric Stout, will pull to pit road. He will join the number 38 on pit road. That is Brandon Feeney, who is currently still sitting down on pit road. Battle for the race lead. Starting to heat up. Blade Timmons has started to run down Dalton Williamson. Will he be able to go to victory lane tonight? Closing in on halfway home. This time by, we will wave the cross flags here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway. Williamson will be the first one to come across the line. That'll be Blade Timmons, Dwell, Terriot, Jenkins, your top 5. Bianchi, Single, Taschereau, Higgins, Keller, your top 10. Dalton Williamson going to slide the rear tires that time down to the middle of 3 and 4. That'll open up the door. Timmons closes in on car number 1. See how hard Blade Timmons will be on the back bumper of car number 1 here tonight, or will he just get there and stay there? Riding on board with the driver out of Florence, South Carolina, gets to run late models down south. Ran at the Myrtle Beach Speedway before it came to its closure. Runs at Florence and all around South Carolina on a little bit of a budget, one of the smaller teams in the area. Does what he does exactly what those small teams do. They pick the races they want to go to, they show up, they unload with their small team, and they usually end up having themselves a pretty good run. Like he is here tonight. Number 1 of Dalton Williamson still out front here, sliding the tires some more. Every time he slides the tires of car number 1, he gives up a little bit of that tire life. See your race leaders about a half a straightaway, maybe a little bit more away from lap traffic. That lap traffic back there, I believe, is going to be the 41 of Bob Higgins. Let's see if we can go on board here with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply onboard camera. See a couple cars back there behind car number 41. Brian Bianchi, he's got some, competition now, beating on the back door of the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe. Number 14, Massachusetts. Bianchi's picked up 13 spots, but Sean Single would like to pick up another one here just after the halfway point. Closing in on one driver up the speedway there. That was the 33, Mike Taschereau. He just got up the speedway a little bit. He's going to slap the right side front off of the wall. You have to be very mindful here of those tires. Open wheel modified racing here tonight. The first thing that's going to hit the wall off the corner is going to be that right front tire. You don't want to abuse it. You don't want to shorten it up at all. You start to shorten it up, it may make that car a little bit loose, and you don't want to make it loose, because if you make it any more loose than what these bad boys are here on this long run, it will start to burn that right front tire. Starts to burn the right front tire, then you start to slide the rear tires to try and compensate. And then at the end of the race, you have nothing left on those Hoosier Racing tires. Of course, our friends over at Hoosier Tire announcing a brand new logo for this upcoming 2022 season. This battle is still right here. There you saw the 38 of Brandon Feeney. He is actually being scored back into the 21st position right now, multiple laps down. I think it is 50 laps down in the scoring chart right now, but he's trying to pick up a spot. Doyle Lowrance in car number 7 has retired here from the New Smyrna Speedway. As Sean Single and Brian Bianchi still continue to hound each other. Taschereau started to fade off the back bumper here of these two cars. Both cars turning very competitive laps, about maybe just 2/10 off the race leader last time by, but they did have some lap traffic. Call it this time exactly 2/10 of a second. Once again, from Dalton Williamson's time, that is out front. He was the second fastest car on the speedway, because the fastest car on the track last time by, there's that 22, the youngster out of Carolina. Devin Dewell is right now the fastest car on the speedway. He's the fastest, then it's going to be the 42 of Max Terriel, then it's your race leader of Dalton Williamson. Williamson qualified on the front row here tonight, qualified on the pole with the quick time, and he has continued to lead all the laps here tonight. He'll lead his 64th lap that time by, but ever since Blade Timmons on that restart got down to the inside lane after having another great restart here tonight, he has been able to hang right there. Both drivers actually using different lines. But both drivers able to make very competitive laps. Lap 67 about to go into the books here tonight. Sharon back here, still all over the 57 of Keller. There you see Keller protecting the inside lane down the straightaway as the 78 These cars do have a draft package on them, so these drivers being mindful of that. Riding on board here with Sharon, looking back on Joshua Buckley's number 13 entry. There you see Aiden Alvecchione back there. Alvecchione a couple laps down to the race leaders, but he's still got the 271 out there. Last season, of course, Aiden pulling the pill draw last season, getting the start on the pole. Getting one pole award here with the modified series. Aiden last year being the only teenager. He told me I can't call him a teenager anymore. Race lead, nothing has changed up front. It's still, well, that's the distance right there. You saw the bars of car number 23 come into the picture there. Oh, and something happened to the 78 of Sharon. Sharon washed up the speedway. Actually, it looks like he's put the right side of that racing school entry into the outside wall. You can see the bars are bent up on the right-hand side. So Sharon right now, he's going to drop back a spot to running into the 12th spot after having such a very strong season opener. Started second last week at the Bristol Motor Speedway and actually finished second. Didn't get to lead any laps, but had himself a heck of a race. Maybe just a down race here tonight at the New Smyrna Speedway. Race leaders coming through lap traffic. That's the 54NC, the Colony Tire and Service. Tuxedos by 10 entry, and actually that's going to allow Dalton Williamson to start to open up the gap a little bit. But look at Blade Timmons. He'll really drive it in hard down in one, trying to close that gap that he just lost as they went around the lap traffic. He caught that lap car in the wrong spot coming off the corner, while Williamson was able to clear it by the time he exited the corner, so he had all the room in the world to go out there. Biggest mover through the field here as we get 25 laps to go is still Brian Bianchi. Of course, he did lose that spot to Sean Single a little while ago, but since he lost that spot, he has held on because Taschereau has fallen back off the back bumper of the 14 Massachusetts. So Brian Bianchi picking up 12 spots here. He is running in 7th. Another driver that picked up the 12 spots. We talked about him a handful of times. That is going to be Rob Keller. Sean Single, though, he has not done here tonight. He's going to try to look underneath the 99 here. Jenkins was a little loose that time off the corner. Single, both drivers sideways, going to slide it into turn 3. See who's going to have it out of turn 4 to be Sean Single. Mark Jenkins going to give him a little bit of a bumper down the front straightaway there. So now Sean Single into the 5th position. He's going to need a caution flag, I believe, though, to be able to run down Max Terrell. He's about, 3.5 seconds up the road. We talked about this turning into a 3-horse race at one point. Well, with 22 laps to go, here comes car number 22. Devin Dewell has now chipped into under a half a second from the race leader of Dalton Williamson, caught about 4 car lengths. Now as Williamson's going to go up the speedway, he'll leave the door open. Here comes the 23. Timmons not quite able to put the power down that time out of turn number 2. 3 cars under a blanket now for the race lead, and Max Terrell, he is starting to chip away also. Timmons sneaks to the inside there. Dalton Williamson going to slam the door. That 23 has had some good runs off turn number 2. He had another one that time by, but this time it'll be under 20 laps to go. The battle for the race lead continues. Joshua Buckley just picked off the 57 of Rob Keller. Keller was a little loose that time off the corner, so Joshua Buckley will now insert himself into the top 10 tonight. Back up here to the front, though, these 4 drivers. Call it 4, because, I mean, Max Terrell is right there. If the race leaders start to really battle each other here tonight at New Smyrna, that will allow the 42 of Max Terrell to come up here and battle for the race win. Once again, the one going to open up that bottom lane on exit of turn number 2. That allows Timmons to really get a good turn. And when he gets to turn underneath that one, watch one time. He may scoot to the inside down the back straightaway and force Dalton Williamson's hand down at turn 3. Timmons going to ride it a little bit higher out of turn number 2 that time. And Now the 1 of Williamson going to open up the biggest lead he's had since we went back to Green Flag Racing. And it all just about goes away there as Williamson slid. That will allow Timmons to get right back into it. 15 to go. Now look at the inside there. The 23 of Timmons going to open up the door. Noel. Is right there and trying to see what kind of lap times they were running here. Devin is the fastest car on the speedway. Then it is Timmons. Then it's actually tied for the next fastest lap. That was your first and fourth place runners of Dalton Williamson and Max Terriel. Lucky number 13 going on the board. 13 more times around the new Smyrna Speedway. He started first. He drives car number 1. Can he come back around here and win his first race of the season? Or will Blade Timmons be able to go back-to-back? We're 12 laps away from finding out here tonight. Maybe the rookie can come in and storm the field. Maybe the wily veteran, Max Terriel, knows something we don't know. He has actually fallen back last time by. He was about, a tenth and a half slower than your race leader. Race leaders still holding that same pace from each other. Half a car length from first to second. Half a car length, now a car length back to Devin Noel back there in car number 22. Double high five was last time by. Their pickup 9 to go and lap traffic out in front of the race leader. Look, there's the 4 car right now. That is Eric Stout. And then that's the 31, the Jiffy Lube entry of Dave Bragg. He's running 13th right now, the final car on the lead lap. And your race leaders are turning fast laps still here tonight. Fastest lap for Dalton Williamson was a 17.15. Last time by, a 17.6 flat last time by. Well, the race pace may have dropped off about, call it a half a second, but they're still turning laps. There goes the 4 of Stout. He'll move to the outside, letting your race leaders come back to get 7 laps to go. 3 cars now still under the blanket. Dave Bragg will be that next one. You see him go up high. Got to be careful, though, going up into the marble. So now Bragg will go to be the first car 1 lap down. Alfred Sharon will be the next one. Now look at Timmons. He's going to use a little the apron down there in turn number 2, and he had a great run, and all of a sudden the momentum halfway down the back straightaway just kind of fell on its face. This time by, high five from the flagman. 5 more times around the speedway here tonight. Timmons looking like he is starting to get a little antsy back there because he knows he's got somebody on his back bumper, and it's time to go. With just 5 laps to go, 4.5 this time. Now it'll be 4 to go once they come out of turn number 4. Look at that 23. He's driving in just a little bit farther. Then what you see your race leader. Oh, boy. Devin went for a huge run down there in turn number 1 as they caught that lap car. That was the 271 of Adam Nalvecchion. 3 to go. What does Blade Timmons have left in the tank here tonight? Starting to wind them up, this time off turn number 4. The old popsicle stick with just 2 laps to go. 1 more mile of racing here tonight. Still anybody's ball game here in the top 3. Who's willing to use the old chrome horn? This time by to be the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. 1 lap to go here tonight at the new Smyrna Speedway. Final trip down the back straightaway. Lap traffic, I don't believe, is going to be a factor. Dan Butler's going to go to the outside, picking up his first win of the season. It'll be the number 1 of Dalton Williamson, followed by Blade Timmons, Devin Noel, Max Terriel will come across. Sean Single rallies back to go 5th. Then it'll be Mark Jenkins, Brian Bianchi, Mike Tashero, Rob Higgins, Joshua Buckley hot to trot behind him. Then it'll be Rob Keller in 11th. Jared back into the 12th position in the first car. 1 lap down, of course, is going to be car number 31 of Dave Bragg. There's your race leader, leads all 100 laps here tonight from the new Smyrna Speedway. He'll burn it down, the driver out of Tampa, Florida. This season, he says, I can do burnouts a little bit better than what we were able to in the SK Modified. So as he celebrates here tonight, he'll go to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Victory Lane. We'll be back here from the new Smyrna Speedway to talk to your podium finishers right after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the new Smyrna Speedway, round number 2 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. We have caught up with your winner here tonight after 100 laps in dominating fashion. Dalton, you start from the pole here tonight. You qualified number 1, obviously, in car number 1. You lead all 100 laps to finish number 1 overall. How was the car tonight as it looked pretty sporty out there?
There the last 20, it got a little tight, but, you know, the real life things I know from this track helped me out a little bit. I mean, all in all, it was a good night. You know, clean air definitely played a big factor here. I think if you kind of mirror drove and maintained your right front, I don't see anybody getting around you because the inside was pretty much non-existent.
Non-existent. We've seen a couple drivers, though, they had gone up into that second lane, and we saw Blade Timmons running some very fast laps behind you. He was up the track up in 1 and 2. Were you worried that possibly one time he was going to be able to get a good run down the back straightaway and get to the inside in turn number 3?
I know Blade knows this already, but he already knows I was mirror driving all day. I just sit there and save my right front. That's what I do.
Well, Champ, you were able to save the tires here tonight. You held off that number 23, your teammate of Blade Timmons, but Devin DeWell back there finishing in P number 3. Did you know that there was a third car back there battling for this win?
Oh, yeah, I saw the lap times in my monitor. I saw him pick up about 2/10 there with the last, 30 laps.
Well, tonight you're able to hold off all 22 other competitors here tonight. Who do you got to thank back home down in the shop that makes this all possible? Because you guys turned more laps probably than anybody in the field combined leading up to this race.
First and foremost, man, I'd like to thank everybody on Rev Esports. I wouldn't be as fast as I am week in and week out without those guys and all the testing we do for this league. Then Turn 3 Racing Network, Checkered Flag Auto Supply, BK Paints, Platinum RV Services, Trevor, McConey, Setup Shop, all the guys that helped me on the open side of things. Other than that, not too many.
There you hear it from your winner tonight. He's a 2-time champion on the SK Modified Tour. He's making it known that he can go to victory lane here on the modified side of things. Dalton Williamson leading all 100 laps in dominating fashion, going to victory lane here. Finishing back there in P number 2. He hails out of Florence, South Carolina. Don't look like we have a communication line established with the 23, but Blade Timmons qualified second fastest here tonight. He was able to run second all night long. Only fell to third for just a brief moment on a restart, but he was able to corral the car and rally back into second. Followed Dalton Williamson all night long. Blade Timmons will finish P number 2. And the rookie finishing back into the third position here tonight, Devin DeWell, will round down our podium finishers. Unfortunately, we don't have a line either to car number 22 hailing out of Carolina, so hopefully we can get to talk with Blade Timmons and Devin DeWell here through the leading up to next week's race. before we have, I believe, an off week for our Christmas holiday, which is coming. So congratulations to your top 3 finishers, though, here tonight, as car number 22 of Devin Dwell actually was your fastest car leading up to that final lap of the race. What a race it was, though, here. This track usually plays host to a lot of season openers for a lot of race fans all around the country, and tonight it played host to round number 2, though, for our Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series. And man, I would say if we could come back here on a weekly basis, we would see some great racing action. But now we will head to our next stop on the tour. And of course, that will be at the Thompson Speedway, back home up north here in the Northeast. We will bring the modifieds back to rumble the pavement at Thompson on December the 16th before we head to our Christmas New Year vacation. So race fans, for everybody with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, all of us here with the Durham 3 Racing Network in collaboration with Red Light Racing, we thank you for watching tonight here at the new Smyrna Speedway. We hope to see you back here to watch more racing action from Thompson on December the 16th. Till we see you then, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we will see you at the races.